All right, so today we're going to be able to do more transformations, but there's going to be extra steps, like 2 or 3. That's kind of how we're going to look at this. So when I look at this, a couple of things I notice is that it looks like maybe an eyeball was reflected, right? And it also looks like there was a dilation with the pupil here. Before we continue, I didn't say this in a previous video, but that's a really good way to remember dilation, right? Like when you go to the dentist, when you go to the eye doctor, and get a little poof of air in your eyeball to dilate your pupils, it makes your pupil bigger. So it dilates your pupil. But if I were to draw a coordinate plane here, we see that we had a reflection with the eye, and then our pupil was definitely dilated. All right, so what is the location of C prime after the point has been translated vertically to, so we're translating vertically to, and then reflecting over the x-axis. All right, so we're going to write these out as steps, and this is what I would suggest you guys do on a test. All right, so translate vertically. Vertically is up or down, it's positive, so we're going up, 2, and we're going to reflect over our x-axis. So it said point C, I believe. Yep. So I'm going to start at C, I'm going to go up 1, 2. Now I need to reflect over my x-axis. So it's important to know that your x is your horizontal axis. We're going to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If it took us 7 to get there, we need to go past it by 7. And this will be your C prime. And then all you have to do is plot the point. And in this case, start at 0, 0, come over to -2, and then down to 7. You'll see that the answer is C. All right, another one. Location of the point after A has been reflected over the y-axis and then translated horizontally -2. Again, it's really important that you guys do these in order. All right, make sure you do them as you read it. So first we're going to reflect in our y-axis, and then we're going to translate horizontally, which is left or right. But because it's negative, we're going to go to the left 2. And we're just looking at point A. So let's look at A. First, we're going to First, we're going to reflect in our y-axis. It took us 1 to get to the y. So we go past it 1. Now I'm just chilling here. Now we're translating -2 to the left, or 2 to the left, I should say, which would be -2. And that's it. That would be our A prime. And then all you have to be able to do is plot the point. So here we start at 0, -3. Looks like we came down to -4. That is your answer. All right, then you get ones where the question is going to want you to do all of the points. All right, sometimes you can get away with just doing one. Again, on a test or something, I would always suggest that you do all of them. Also, when you look at this, it looks like there's an extra step. All right, new coordinates for the triangle ABC after it was translated horizontally 3, vertically 1, and then reflected over the y. All right, so I'm going to treat this like it's 2 steps. I think that's my final decision. So step number 1, first I go horizontally 3. So horizontal is left to right, it's positive, so it's right. And vertically, which is up and down, and it's +1, so it's up. And then I'm going to reflect over my y-axis. All right, so let's just start with point A. I come over to the right, 1, 2, 3, then I go up 1. I'm chilling here, I'm waiting. I have to reflect in the y. So I go 1, took me 1 to get there, I go 1 past it, and that's going to be A prime. All right, now from here I said most of the time, or a lot of times, you can get a correct answer just by 1 point. So let's just see what we can do. So when we plot this, start at 0, 0, up over to the right 1, up 8. So it looks like A is going to be a good answer. Let's just go ahead and check, because this is new for us, B. So we go to the right, 1, 2, 3, up 1, and then reflect in the y. Well, now we have to go kind of backwards. It took us 2 to get there. So we're going to go 1, 2 back, and that'll be our B prime. All right, some of these can get a little messy. right? And if we plot this point, it looks like it's -2 up 4. So -2 up 4 looks good. Right, none of these are good, so we're definitely doing something right. And just because we can, let's do C. We come 1, 2, 3, and then up 1. And then we're going to go 5 to get to the Y. So we have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 past it. And that'll be C prime. All right, and when we graph this point, we'll get 5, 5. It should be 5, 5. So actually this should be 5, 5. So good little test question to do before class here. But the answer is definitely going to be A. I must have just mistyped there. All right, which description identifies how the polygon dog, DOG, transforms into D prime, O prime, G prime, or dog prime? So let's start how we want to do this. Let's just go down the list, A, B, C, D, and we'll just pick one point and see if we follow the directions, if it puts it where it needs to be. So reflect over the x-axis. Let's start here. Reflect over the x. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It took us 4 to get there. We have to go 1, 2, 3, 4 past it. And then we want to translate horizontally 5 units. It's positive, so we know we're going to go to the right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's not what we're looking for. So I can tell you that A is out. All right, let's try B. Reflect over the y-axis. So 1, 2 to get there, 1, 2 to get past it. And then translate horizontally, so it's left to right, -5, which would be to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's not what we're looking for either. So B's out. Let's try D. Or C, sorry, reflect over the y-axis. Again, when we do that, it ends up 2 to the left of the y-axis, and then horizontally a +5, so now we're going back. And that's definitely not where we want it. But our last one, reflect over the x. So we come down 4 to get there, have to go 4 past it. And now we want to translate horizontally -5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So D is going to be a good answer. And if you do those steps for all of them, you'll see that they all match up. All right, other than that, if you have any questions, reach out and have a great, oh, we have a test tomorrow. Good luck studying for your test, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.